In the Lion Guard, Kion faced countless villains, but some were far more scariest than we thought. And he never realized they could destroy not only his future, but his family's as well. But if things had gone differently, we might have seen more terrible things instead of a happy ending with Ronnie at the Tree of Life. Today, we're gonna show you the 10 most dangerous enemies Kion ever faced, and some of them will surprise you. Let's start with incredible number 10. Somebody who never gave peace to the Pride Lands, who constantly caused trouble for the Lion Guard. I think you guessed who it is. Yanja the Hyena. You might wonder, after so many failures and having stupid teammates, how could he be a threat to Kion's guard?
You're fired!
We're on fire! I don't even smell.
Well, even though Yanja became more dangerous in his two craziest things. Firstly, his sneaky plans, like kidnapping again and again, knowing full well that Kion deeply cared about his friends and family, which, as we know, made him stressed with uncontrollable anger. For example, when the hyenas went after his mother Nala, Kion's angry roar of course sent them flying, but its effects also nearly knocked her off a cliff.
Kion, your roar! It's coming back towards us! Mom! Kion, hang on!
That was a pretty crazy and so stressful case that made Kion almost reject his roar. Another time Yanja messed with Kion's emotions was when he took Kiara in the volcano to make him out of control. And the worst part for Kion is that he kidnapped her for nothing. But Yanja needed to get a big roar from him for a secret plan, which of course Kion himself had no idea about, and will doubt. Actually, it was too crazy a thing, but Yanja succeeded, and as a result, Kion's evil uncle was awakened. Second, no matter how many times they kick him off, Yanja will get up again. Alright, lose today, doesn't matter. Lose tomorrow, he'll be back the next morning. That's why Kion could never truly relax. He never stopped targeting his family, and he looked for new ways how to harm them.
We'll keep coming back, Kion, again and again. Maybe next time we'll actually get rid of Kiara, or Bunga, or maybe even your mom or dad.
Wow, what a horrible words, Yanja. So keep in mind that Yanja was just beginning, because the rest of the villains are about to become a truly horrible threat. But also, for a number 9, we have this no less crazier guy, Kiburi. Let's rewind to when his group was about to take over the Pride Lands. After kind crocodile Maku agreed to Simba's terms, Kiburi refused to follow the rules, and he did whatever he wanted. Therefore, Maku and the others stood in his way, and Kiburi made the decision to overthrow Maku and Mashindano. At that moment, he would sacrifice his own mates, betray his fellow crocodiles, and even be ready to beat anybody. But the most terrible thing is that he came up with that idea, to kill Simba and Nala to become a king. But that began when Scar's snake Ushari shared a great plan with him. During the duel against Maku, most of the Lion Guard and other animals were watching. But most importantly, Simba was undefended, which made him an easy target. So, Kiburi took advantage of this. While everyone was distracted, his followers slipped away to ambush Simba and Nala. Of course this plan worked, but in one moment, it's crushed. Ono, who happened to fly away from the fight, Ono spotted Crocs, who suspiciously left the fight and got closer to Simba. Therefore, he rushed to warn Kion, and they just in time punished vicious Crocs, while Simba just continued watching with absolutely no idea what's happened behind his back. The funny part of that is, even after losing to Maku, he was sure Simba was dead and told everyone that he already became the king. But not so fast.
Yeah, you heard me. And with the Lion King gone, all of you answer to us crocodiles.
Really? Is that how it works?
Nice conclusion, Kiburi. After this, Kiburi's pack was banished, but under Scar's rule, he would return to cause trouble again. If Ono hadn't been there at that moment, I'm afraid Kion could have lost his parents forever. But Kiburi's float not the only one Scar had under his command, and it's led us to number 8. Always unexpected Ray Ray. It seemed like they were no more than just random troublemakers. But their secret moves put the guard in serious risk. Let me explain. Ray Ray often took advantage of moments when the Lion Guard's defenses were down. We need to get back to when Bunga babysat with a group of small animals, without the rest of the guard to help him. Everything seemed fine to Bunga until he found himself an easy target for the jackals. And that's where their danger came to an end. Huh? Because the jackals, supposed to be serious enemies, got taken down by small animals. Oh my god. Well, if you waited for the terrible villain, I present you number 7, Zira. We need to jump to the moment Zira tries to steal Jashiri's watering hole. That's when Kion meets her for the first time. No, stealing is not part of her danger, but rather that thing is. Since Kion wanted to protect her friend Jashiri, Zira tries to convince him to join her family, assuring him that lions are above all animals. But she also assured him that he cannot use the roar on other lions, and Kion truly believed her. As a result, that's made Zira a ruthless enemy who influences her victims. But he still doesn't understand what crazy trick she's prepared for him. Further, as we know Kion well, he will not like and accept her crazy offer, which will break his friendships with others. But as we know, Zira too, she would never let her victims go if they dared to reject her.
What's going on?
It's your choice, Kion. With me or against me? If you're against me, you'll never leave the Outlands.
Wow, how insane was it? So her pride of evil lionesses surrounded Kion, leaving him with no choice but to join them in such a hopeless situation. Unluckily for Zira, she forgot about the rest of the guard showing up to save him, and eventually Kion roared them away, especially after Bunga quickly realized the roar is only lost when it's used for evil purposes. Speaking about Scar, I think we have to discuss another one he had under his command, number 6, Kenja, the Monitor Lizard. Even though he's alone, he has one ability that made him the scariest. We go back to the time when Janja's hyenas failed to steal the melons and got beaten again. No surprise there. After that, Ushari called in backup, and that backup was his friend, Kenji. When he tried to attack the animals, Lion Guard arrived just in time as always. When the guards met him, maybe they thought, oh, just one lizard? It would be easy. But we know what's happened next.
What's going on?
Oh, you saw it. Just one bite was enough to literally freeze them. I think it was pretty dangerous in that moment, right? Fortunately, Bunga was still on his feet, so he used his deadliest ability too. Oh, and only one cure was a special remedy from Makini. And just imagine if there had been a whole pack of the same Kenjis. Of course, you can also remember the Aura's Komodo dragons, who had the exact features, but just consider he is here. Since we remember the villains Kion met on his way to the Tree of Life, we have to discuss this mysterious but still dangerous enemy Kion met during his travel. Number 5, Chulun. That brings us to the moment when the guard continues their journey across the snowy mountains. And she was the terrifying enemy in this way. When she attacked them, nobody could see her, because Chulun was literally a ghost as a snow leopard around the snow. Just imagine if she could push somebody from a high top at that moment. However, Genius Chosen One Bunga saved all again. He came up with the idea to spray her body with his paint, which absolutely denies her feature. Later, he teaches her a lesson to never attack the red pandas by punishing her with his deadliest ability. I think she stops being dangerous when she's in other places, where literally anybody could punch her. We have to continue with the villains from Journey to the Tree of Life and number 4, Mama Biturong. This probably shocked you because she isn't even capable of handling Bunga. But her real weapon is her mind. She was part of the alliance with Chulun, Makucha, and Aura. When Kion eventually reached the Tree of Life, she wanted to get them inside the there and created a great plan. One day, the villains staged a fake attack on her, but it was a part of their plan. The Night Pride came to defend her, and the villains intentionally lost the battle. Well, being a good actor, Ronnie and Queen Janna believed her and accepted to stay in the Tree of Life, pretending to be a rare, injured animal with a hurt paw.
Got a weak old lady with a bad leg.
You no longer need to worry about them. You're safe at the Tree of Life. We welcome all animals who need healing.
But they had no idea that she just fooled them. During Makucha's next attack, she decided to lure them by supposedly asking for help, giving Makucha's group a break inside the tree. But then all found out about her lie when Ono came up with a good conclusion. You might think, how? Ano just spotted how she suspiciously behaves for the sick animal. So they caught Makucha's group and successfully revealed Mama Binturong's clever trick. And I think it was a pretty dangerous thing that might put at risk the whole Tree of Life. But her genius wasn't over. When Mama realized Kion's sickness, she came up with a plan to lock the Night Pride inside the tree and to increase her chances of victory. She even expanded her army. Maybe she thought like, well, Kion will be weak, Night Pride will be locked, and it will be easy to take over the Tree of Life with the rest of the guard. Ha ha ha. But of course we know that truth was far from it. Instead of weakness, Kion got the upgraded roar from Ascari's teaching and punished Mama Binturong with her army by sending them on a long flight. I suppose without her, Makucha and the others would have just rushed in over and over again, getting nothing, don't you think so? And I present to you a villain who wanted to get rid of Kion more than anyone, number 3, Makucha. During their path, Kion kept blocking him from ever satisfying his hunger. So when Makucha finally grew hungry for revenge, he gathered a group of animals who wanted the same. Especially after learning about his hard wound, Makucha tries to never give him time for healing and uses it like an opportunity. Even after so many failed attacks, facing not just the Lion Guard but also the Night Pride, Makucha never stopped targeting him. Well, it's pretty dangerous for Kion to have a constant shadow that always tries to kill him. But he eventually calmed down when he understood that Kion can create tornadoes with his roar that blast his army away. Okay, now, we have to go back to when those villains really were about to destroy his future. Number 2, the snake, Ushari. While the Pride Landers kept Scar's alliance busy, the Lion Guard had a chance to defeat him in the volcano. But sadly, even Ono didn't notice it. They had an amazing plan to defeat Kion's uncle, but they hadn't suspected his secret plan too. Yeah, you're right. Just one bite sent the whole guard on a difficult journey that lasted the entire season. You already know what would have happened if Kion hadn't gotten healed in time, because Ushari's poison led him into dangerous darkness.
And it is not good.
Scar said it's the mark of evil. He said it'll make Kion turn bad.
Honey Badger, hush!
Terrible, crazy, dangerous. I don't know how to describe this bad injury that just one snake has done. He kept losing his patience, even snapping at his friends. He once roared at Bunga, even though he didn't mean to. Generally, he would become a new Scar, which meant his future was destroyed. But everything was fine because Bunga jumped on Ushari into the lava, and his fang won't be a threat anymore. And we are still not done with the villains. All of them were, of course, a big problem. But it's time for us to face the most terrifying enemy, who wanted to destroy everything and everybody Kion cared about. Number 1, Scar. Even after his death being a ghost, he didn't give any rest to the Pride Lands in an attempt to destroy it. Well, it's hard to believe how many ways he went insane. Maybe you want to know just how ruthless he was? He started a massive fire that spread across Pride Rock and beyond. He united all the Outlanders to get rid of Kion's family, built his own pride that followed his will, causing endless chaos, but not for long. And the icing on the cake, his plan with a venomous snake, delaying the finale for an entire season.
Sisi ni sawa, Kion. Now you have a scar, just like me.
Ha! It's unbunga-believable. But fortunately for Kion, Scar didn't include the kind spirits of the past, who defeated him forever as a result. After today's top, it's pretty hard to believe how much he had to go through. But at the moment of his marriage with Ronnie, none of them luckily will not bother him anymore. Well, write in the comment your favorite villain and about today's new type of video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss new videos about the Lion King universe. See you later.